there was a grave shortage of oxygen during the second wave of the pandemic. It was a small laboratory in Bangalore, Dibel, which gave India a solution for oxygen plants. When India needed ventilators, it was the same defense scientists who came to India's rescue. On this episode, we dive deep into the hidden secrets of one of India's jewels. A laboratory that not only provides life support system for India's soldiers and armed forces, but during the COVID-19 pandemic, it turned out to be a savior for the whole country. I'm standing inside one of India's largest defense research complexes. I am in Bangalore, and behind me is one of Defense Research Development Organization's key laboratory named DIBEL. In normal circumstances, this is a laboratory which works to make India's armed forces and Indian soldiers comfortable in their working environment by providing key life support system. But this small laboratory completely turned itself around and became COVID laboratory which saved lives for India. From ventilators to oxygen plants. A lot of them emerged from this laboratory behind me. I have with me Dr. T.M. Kotresh. Namaskar, sir.
Namaste, sir. Namaste.
Dr. Kotresh is a textile engineer who has spent his lifetime making soldiers comfortable, especially in fighter jets. And his contribution for Tejas and for the upcoming Gaganyaan mission will probably make India proud. Dr. Kotresh, can you explain what is DIBEL and what do you do normally, and also expand DIBEL for us?
DEBEL is Defense Bioengineering and Electromedical Laboratory, one of the 52 labs of DRDO. And we are primarily into the protective technologies. And our catchword, if I have to say so, is protecting the protectors. When we say protecting the protectors, it may be the fighter pilots flying in the midair, or the soldiers operating on the ground in even environments of nuclear, biological and chemical warfare, or even the submariners who are operating under the water, see at depths of 100, 150 meters. We do the protective technologies for these armed forces, and then we come out with appropriate, affordable and accessible solutions so that capabilities of our armed forces are at the best. So this is what we do in Defense Bioengineering and Electromedical Laboratory. And most of the technologies that we work here are dual-use technologies. When I say dual-use technologies, they are not only applicable for the armed forces, but they are also applicable for common man also. As you were telling, how the small laboratory has been converted itself into a COVID laboratory.
Correct.
That is because of our work, what we have done in these areas over a period of time. Say, for example, in all these technologies, what is important is the seeding of the technologies. See, we have seeded technologies of the onboard oxygen generation system for the fighter aircrafts. Okay, what it does is it generates the oxygen on board where it is required for the fighter pilot. So similarly, we have adapted this particular technology for providing the medical oxygen plants for the generation of oxygen where it is required in the hospitals.
How did you transform yourself from providing life support to the soldiers or the armed forces to a facility which was providing life support to all of India.
So, as I told you in the beginning itself, that we are working on dual use technologies. When I say dual use technology, what is appropriate for a soldier is also appropriate for the
Civil use.
common civilian also. For example, if we talk about the respiratory protection is one of our prime areas. So, when we talk about the respiratory protection, if you look at our lungs, there are alveoli which are, say, 4 micron in diameter, and in a well developed lung of an adult, there are about 300 to 700 million of these things. And then they are the ones which are primarily responsible for the exchange of the gas between the alveoli and the membranes. So we come out with appropriate systems. For example, if I have developed some filters or the masks for the NBC usage or the nuclear, biological and chemical forward usage, that can be employed for the common public also. And then when I talk about the dual use technology, we were talking about the onboard oxygen generation system. So this onboard oxygen system can be scaled up and can be utilized for providing oxygen wherever it is required in the hospitals for the needy during the COVID period.
Dr. Kotresh, how did you manage during these long lockdowns? Your was a laboratory which helped save India, but how were you coming and bringing your equipment and materials into the laboratory?
So I must say here, I am proud to say also, Debel was one of the laboratories wherein we didn't even close for a day, either during the first wave of the pandemic or even during the second wave of the pandemic. And then I must say, it is because of the motivation of the entire staff of Debel, officers of Debel, who motivated themselves. See, when we are doing for the soldiers, why can't we do or apply the same things to the common civilians? I mean, seeing their struggle, particularly when the oxygen was in great demand. So whatever that we developed for the soldiers, we started applying these things. And then, of course, nothing is possible without collaborating. See, today's R&D or production, if you talk about, is a social process wherein we will have to have lot many agencies into it. And then it is not a solitary process. I may have the technology, but if I don't have the right interfaces and the right support from the headquarters, it would have not been possible for us to move ahead. Of course, we had everything in place, and that's how we forged ahead in order to provide the appropriate solutions, particularly during this COVID pandemic.
Having understood some of the issues which Debel addressed and how the scientists developed specific technologies to help India through the COVID-19 pandemic, let's go and take a look at some of these specific technologies by going inside the laboratory. Let's go.
So,
Very early in the COVID-19 pandemic, there was a crisis on how many ventilators did India have. I'm standing inside one of the laboratories where if you hear the sound and if it sounds like what is there inside an intensive care unit, I am not surprised. Dr. Kotresh, Debel contributed a lot on ventilators. Tell me from the beginning and today to modern ventilators which you have made.
if I have to start from the beginning, Debel had a society, or DRDO Society. It's an interministerial initiative wherein 4 to 5 ministries are involved. And the society is located in Debel because of the nature of work that we do, because of the dual technologies that we develop. And all the medical equipments, they fall under the dual use technologies. And this society was founded by none other than our legendary president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, in the year 1993. It was housed in Bangalore, in Debel, and Debel director happens to be the chief executive of this particular Society for Biomedical
And did you have the technology for ventilators before the COVID-19 pandemic?
Yes, we had. We started working without even thinking that there will be a pandemic situation like this. Okay, it was all seeded in the year in the late 90s, and NIMHANS took a very leading role.
Which is the National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences,
Yes, sir.
Bangalore.
Bangalore. They took the leading role. Dr. Uma Maheshwar Rao was the key person who was involved in this. And then we came out with the prototype ventilator, critical care ventilator, in the year 2001 2002.
2001, 2002, 20 years before
20
the
years
pandemic.
before. And then after that, we transferred the technology in the year 2004 to Pricol. Okay, premier medical system in Coimbatore. They had a company. They took the technology, they did the product engineering, and they went through the certification process. And they produced the ventilators right till 2014, when they sold the technology to Scanray. Scanray acquired the technology, and they started improving upon these critical care ventilator, which was developed by Society for Biomedical Technology in the year 2001-2002.
Is this one of the early
This
ventilators?
is yeah. What you are seeing here is one of the earlier versions. Okay, whatever that was developed by the SBMT, and it went in for large-scale production. More than 1,000 numbers were produced by Pricol and then supplied to various hospitals in the country. And when this pandemic struck, wherein there was a lot of requirement of the critical care ventilators, and these were scarce in the country. There were about 30 to 40,000 of these, and then there was a huge requirement of this. And under PM Cares, more than 30,000 numbers were ordered on BEL,
Which is Bharat Electronics.
Bharat Electronics Limited. They entered into the license agreement with Scanray, and they started making these things in Bangalore itself. Of course, when they started making, there were very many critical components which
Is
were
this
in
the
short
more
supply.
modern-
This is the more modern, the CV200 model, what is being produced by BEL, and it has been supplied to the various hospitals. Of course, when we talk about these things, particularly there was a shortage of sensors, shortage of pressure regulators, flow meters, proportional control valves, and then proportional solenoid valves of the high flow and low flow, which are essentially required for the making of this particular CV200.
Because there was nothing which was coming into India because of the lockdown.
Because of the lockdown, and then there were restrictions, because their country itself needed, their countries themselves needed all these components for making the critical care ventilators, and hence there was almost like an embargo on these kind of critical systems.
Are these the systems
yes,
which you
yes,
developed?
this is one of the proportional flow control valve which we developed in association with the local industries. Godrej did it, Godrej in Mumbai, UFlow in Rajkot. They came out with these things.
Also this
and even this is a solenoid valve which was developed by the UFlow in Rajkot. And these have been utilized in making of these things. And not only that, again, many of the DRDO laboratories like Research Center Imarat, Aeronautical Development Establishment co-located in Bangalore, Aeronautical Development Agency, they all pitched in their butt in order to make these things a reality.
So how many ventilators in all do you think came into India thanks to the work done by DRDO?
So it is 30,000 of these numbers were productionized by Bharat Electronics Limited, Bangalore. So these were the numbers which came into. Of course, we hear about more than 60,000 ventilators were ordered under the PM Cares. So this has been our contribution in order to fight this pandemic, particularly during the second wave.
Having understood how Debel contributed to the making of ventilators and saving India in the critical first wave of the pandemic, let's go and see some of the other life support technologies which were developed here. Let's go see. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Tibel also developed life support technologies. Dr. Kotresh, what can we see on the table here and how does it help in COVID-19?
Yeah, what you're seeing on the table is one of the simple solutions for providing oxygen to those who need not have to go to the hospital. They can take these cylinders to their houses and they can have themselves oxygenated. So this is the purpose of these systems in order to bring down the pressure on the hospitals.
Is this what is called Oxycare?
This is the Oxycare system, and these have been productionized in large numbers. 150,000 numbers have been ordered. More than 1 lakh systems have been delivered. The remaining 50,000 systems will be offered in this particular month of.
Are this manual or automated?
We have two versions of Oxycare. One is this is the manual system,
Okay.
wherein the patient himself can monitor the SpO2 levels in the
on the
blood
finger.
or the blood oxygenation levels, and then he can adjust the output to his lungs. Maybe from 1 to he can go up to 10 liters per minute. That is the delivery of this particular Oxycare system in the manual version. Okay.
And what is this?
In the automated system, what happens is there is a probe which is connected, SpO2 probe that is connected to the finger. Okay, and then this gives the inputs to the electronic controller. The electronic controller will process what is the oxygenation level in the blood, and there is an indigenously developed solenoid valve inside this, and it will open up the regulator. And then it will start regulating the supply of the oxygen. If it is up to 90%, there won't be any supply. If it is between 86 to 90, 1 liter per minute it will start supplying. When it comes down to 70 and below, then it starts giving out at 5 liters to 10 liters per minute. It can go up to 15 liters per minute. So that is the beauty of the system, wherein the doctors or the nurse need not have to look at the patient. So this is done automatically by this particular autocontroller. And the one more thing which I need to highlight, during the COVID pandemic, BFL or the Bharat Forge Limited came forward and they have developed these systems, particularly the oxygen cylinders in the aluminium, using aluminium alloys in a span of 90 days. So that was the spirit of the company, and then starting from the beginning till the end, from the product conception to the commercialization.
So all of this was happening during the lockdown.
During the lockdown, it was happening during the lockdown, and they established the technology. It's a seamless cylinder. There are no seams, particularly the cold extrusion and hot necking process has been used for arriving at this particular Oxycare system. So this has been done entirely, the electronics, everything has been done in-house, and then the technology has been given to BFL.
Having seen some of the critical technologies developed for life support systems, Debel also contributed to the making of medical oxygen plants which became life-saving for India. Let's go and take a look at this. In the second wave of the COVID-19 pandemic, there was a grave shortage of oxygen and oxygen supply systems and plants. Again, the Defense Research and Development Organization's Debel Laboratory came to the rescue of India. Dr. Kotresh, how did Debel help India get oxygen?
Yeah, as I brought out earlier, we are into dual-use technologies. We have what is called as onboard oxygen generation system, what you are seeing here, which is developed for Tejas light combat aircraft. And what we are seeing at the backdrop is the scaled-up version of this O-Box. This primarily uses 4 kgs of zeolite, what we are seeing here, which helps in separating the oxygen from the nitrogen so that the oxygen gets enriched. For a plant of 1000 LPM, we require almost about 1200 kgs of zeolite.
How many plants did you develop, sir?
Yeah, in the pandemic, we started our journey on April 28th, 2021, when we placed the first order. And in a span of 180 days, I am very happy and proud to say that we have installed and commissioned 931 plants all over the country of various capacities. It may be of 1000 LPM, and 1000 LPM constituted 638 numbers in bigger hospitals, and then 211 of 500 plants, and of course 82 of 250 LPM plants, mostly in the Northeast, wherein the hospital sizes are smaller. There were many challenges, particularly in the development of this medical oxygen plant. We have transferred the technology to 15 of the industry partners who are spread all across the country, so that the supply of these medical oxygen plants becomes that much easier. We need not have to go in for the transportation from Coimbatore to the far up places, which we eventually did also. And there were, as I was telling, there were many technological challenges which we came out with, particularly the zeolite. Availability of the zeolite was a question, because this is based on the lithium-based zeolite, and lithium-based zeolite was in scarce supply. Scarce supply. And then we required about 1,500 tons of zeolites in the pandemic. And then I must say here, our Secretary DDR&D and Chairman DRDO, Dr. G. Satish Reddy, he left no stone unturned, contacted the various parts of the world and utilized the services of our technical advisors in order to source the zeolite. And then lithium-based zeolite was not available. We were to look in for the alternate zeolites. And then we did a lot of experimentation, testing, and particularly with Tata Advanced Systems Limited. We went on experimenting for about 15 to 20 days in order to identify sodium zeolite as one of the alternate zeolites for the lithium-based zeolite. So we utilized in all our plants the sodium-based zeolite, mostly.
So you cut new ground in materials and also developed this whole plant.
We have been making these plants based on the OBOX technology right from the year 2017. We were not even aware of this pandemic, but we had established a plant in the higher altitudes of Tawang, which is almost at about 10,000 feet altitude, a plant of 300 LPM capacity based on the OBOX technology. It has been established in 305 Field Hospital, Tawang. And thereafter, we have also given this for the military hospital, 181 military hospital in Tenga. There also, the plant is being operated right from 2019 onwards. Even much before the pandemic struck, we were ready with this technology. And then it became all the more easier for us to transfer the technology to 15 industries, 15 various industries to manufacture this particular oxygen plant.
Have you had a satisfying run so far in handling the COVID-19 pandemic?
I must say yes. Being a scientist involved in the product development, I always tell my scientist colleagues that salvation for a DRDO scientist is the induction of the item into the armed forces. I believe in that very strongly. And this is more than salvation, whatever that we have got when we have served our country fellows at the times of pandemic, when the country was in need of the oxygen. By setting up 931 plants all over the country, we are helping the country in generation of more than 1,400 metric tons of oxygen every day. What can be more satisfying than this? There can be no better salvation than this. That's what I feel.
Thanks a lot for speaking to us, sir.
Thanks, sir. It's my pleasure.
May you keep the Indian armed forces safe, and may you keep people like me safe from COVID-19.
That's what dual technologies of DEBEL are meant for. Thank you, sir.
This oxygen plant is testimony to what can be done when resources are made available to scientists on time. The DRDO and its scientists helped India fight the COVID-19 pandemic with oxygen, ventilators, and other equipment. Life support for soldiers and life support for India's citizens. Defense scientists delivered big. Keep watching India Science.